right.
What do we have? What are we doing today, Trisha?
Okay, so we have questions from the people of Instagram, and we're going to answer them together today as part of our Q&A. Okay, so here we go. Let's just start from the beginning.
Okay.
How did you learn stop motion, and when did you start it?
I'm not very good at stop motion, actually. So I'm going to defer this one to Trisha. She does a lot of stop motion.
Okay, how I learned stop motion and when did I start? So I started doing stop motion when I was a kid, and back then we didn't have fancy cameras with video functions and photo functions and all the, we just had regular old camcorders. And I had a camcorder, and I would push play and push stop, and I'd move things around, and I'd push play and push stop, and I just made little videos for school projects and for fun. And then when I was in college, again, I had a camera that had a photo function, but it didn't have a video function. And so I wanted to make some like silly music videos with my friends, and in order to make a video, I would just like rapid fire shoot photos, and I'd pull them into iMovie timeline, and I'd shorten up the clips to be fraction of a second, and we would have a video. And so we made all these really fun kind of music videos all out of still photos, and that's kind of like this like beginning love of animation for me, not even super realizing it. And then I went to school, got my BFA in photography, and while I was in school doing my BFA, I would, set up a scene for still image, and then I'd be like, you know what, this would look really fun if we just animated it. So I'd add some motion, and then I would submit it to my professors, and they would tell me, stop doing this. You can't just mix photo and video. You just can't do that. And I just kept doing it. And then one thing led to another, and this is what we do full time now. Let's see. So how did you learn stop motion, and when do you start? That's kind of it. It's all of it is truly like a majority of what I know in my brain about stop motion is self-taught, trial and error, as well as like the photography education I learned while I was at school getting my BFA. So lighting and styling and cameras, all that kind of stuff. I learned the photography portion of it at school, and then I kind of like all the animation stuff, I kind of just learned on my own.
Was there anybody way back when you were a student, was there anybody selling their stop motions like you were?
Nobody.
Nobody?
No, I mean, when I started, I knew of two other people doing, I call it social stop motion, because there were people doing stop motion movies at Leica and at Aardman, creating these beautiful things, or like really high-end commercials, but there was really no one doing what I consider social stop motion, which is these bite-sized social media stop motion videos that are there for like client purposes, to sell a product, to tell about a service, to sell a book or something. And there was no one doing it, but I knew of two people doing social stop motions, and they weren't doing it for clients, they were just doing it for themselves as creators to kind of like promote their creativity in still imagery and video and stuff. So I only knew of two other people kind of doing something similar, but there really was no one that I knew of doing it.
So back in 2013, 2014, approaching a decade almost, right? What do you think made some of these early businesses say, we want to incorporate your stop motion into our marketing plan, our social media plan, our marketing plan, whatever you call it?
So in the beginning, stop motion was so new. No one was seeing it on social media. When I started doing stop motion, Instagram had just barely launched its video feature. And so video on Instagram was new, let alone stop motion video on Instagram. Instagram launched its video feature on my birthday. I turned 23, it was on 2013. June 20th is when I got that video feature. The very first thing I did was post a stop motion video I had made. That was the very first thing I did. So I don't know if this is an accurate claim, but I am under the impression that I may have been the first person to post a stop motion video on Instagram, because that's what I did probably an hour after I realized I had the video function the day it came out. So I don't know if that's true, but I'm guessing that could be. But I think it was so new, and so clients and these people that were running brands that were like really kind of at the forefront of social media. These companies that had the bandwidth to put money and time into their social media presence and realized it was a cool marketing platform. These companies were looking for innovative things to add to their social media. And I got asked by a bunch of companies in the beginning to just make social media, Instagram, stop motions for them. And I really just think it's because it was innovative, no one had seen it, and it's also just a really, like, stop motion is this really attention grabbing video format that gives people this people pause when they see it. It's thumb stopping, right? People thumb stopping creative. People see it and they're inclined to stop because objects don't just move by themselves, and so it's kind of an attention grabber.
So you're basically magical. You create magic on
I
stop motions.
make magic. That's my professional title.